Hip-hop mogul Diddy Combs has been accused of drugging and mistreating a woman in another lawsuit filed in New York. The 12th and latest accuser alleges that after she became pregnant, she was pressured by one of his associates to terminate the pregnancy and later experience a miscarriage. Mr. Combs was arrested last week and is currently in federal custody, facing criminal charges of racketeering and trafficking. He continues to deny all allegations of criminal wrongdoing. The BBC has approached Mr. Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, for comment on the latest civil lawsuit. What does the latest lawsuit say? In the latest lawsuit, filed against him in New York, a woman referred to as Jane Doe describes repeated physical abuse over a period of 4 years, beginning in late 2020. She says she first met the rapper, who paid for her travel at an overseas location, and the two began seeing each other regularly after that, according to the lawsuit. In her legal complaint, the woman alleges she was drugged by Mr. Combs, who then engaged in inappropriate acts while she was unconscious. These incidents were allegedly filmed by Mr. Combs without her permission, and she claims she was pressured to participate in group activities. In one instance, alleged to have taken place in July 2022, the lawsuit describes the woman being compelled to take a drug, which caused her to black out and lose consciousness intermittently throughout the night. Shortly afterward, the woman learned she was pregnant. According to the lawsuit, when the woman informed Mr. Combs of the pregnancy, an associate of his pressured her to terminate it. The woman later suffered a miscarriage. The lawsuit also alleges that Mr. Combs made threatening jokes that led her to fear for her safety, monitored her location and phone conversations, and discouraged her from working so he could pay her an allowance instead. Diddy Combs has been denied bail and will remain in custody following his hearing, where a federal judge ruled that he poses a potential threat to witnesses and victims.
We already know that for violent crimes such as murder, bail can be denied because of how violent the nature of the charge is. But this is not a murder charge. This is a sex-related charge. So instead of focusing on the charge itself, the judge focused on the person who was charged. Specifically, the judge relied on this 2016 video of the defendant clearly abusing his then-girlfriend, stating that it shows he has violent tendencies. So the judge took these tendencies, coupled with the fact that he owns several AR-15 type weapons, and the fact that he has also contacted witnesses in his previous civil litigations against him. All of that was taken into consideration when the judge ruled that he would be a danger if he was released bail, which is the reason why he was denied.
Prosecutors argued that at least a dozen witnesses had observed Combs' violent behavior firsthand, and they expressed concerns over his history of reaching out to those witnesses, some of whom expressed fear of him. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson emphasized that Combs' efforts to obstruct investigations and his history of abuse, particularly citing a 2016 incident where he was captured on hotel surveillance attacking a former girlfriend, made him a clear danger to the community.
If you've seen that horrific video, surveillance footage of Diddy punching, kicking, throwing things at Cassie and attacking her repeatedly, and you are asking yourself, after watching that hotel surveillance footage from 2016, why had it not come out until now? According to Cassie, the victim in that footage, in the lawsuit that she filed last year against Diddy, she claims that Diddy paid the hotel to get that footage, gave them $50,000, and problem solved. He was in possession of that footage. What I believe happened is, in the recent raid of Diddy's multiple properties, the government came into possession of that, and the government, somebody there leaked it because Team Diddy had that until now, paid $50,000 for it, and everybody at that hotel in Los Angeles responsible for this should be held criminally responsible, because if they saw an act of violence, a crime being committed, they had an obligation to report that, and they didn't. Shame on them. Shame on them.
These factors led to the court's decision to deny bail, despite Combs' defense team advocating for his release on bond. claiming he had no intention of fleeing and had voluntarily come forward in anticipation of the charges. The denial of bail has significant implications for all parties involved in the case. For Combs, remaining in custody paints a picture of a high-profile figure facing the weight of serious allegations and public scrutiny. His legal defense will now have the added challenge of working on his behalf while he remains detained, which could influence the pace and focus of the upcoming trial. The prosecution, on the other hand, will feel bolstered by the court's decision, which validates their concerns about the risk Combs allegedly poses to witnesses and the community at large. For the alleged victims and witnesses, the bail denial could offer a sense of temporary security, knowing that Combs is being held in custody. However, it may also heighten the emotional toll on them as the publicity and attention surrounding the case continues to grow. The entire situation adds another layer of complexity to an already contentious legal battle, with both sides preparing for a drawn-out and high-stakes trial. With Sean Diddy Combs denied bail, the legal proceedings are likely to gain even more attention as the case unfolds. His continued custody underscores the seriousness of the charges, with prosecutors focusing on the risks he allegedly poses to witnesses and the broader community. As the case moves forward, we can expect further details to emerge, including more witness testimonies, potential new evidence, and an even closer examination of the events that have led to his current legal troubles. The decision to deny bail also signals that the court sees Combs as a significant flight risk and a potential danger, which will likely shape the trial's narrative in the coming months. In the broader context, this case could bring to light larger conversations about the intersection of fame, power, and accountability. Combs' influence in the music and entertainment industry cannot be understated, and his defense team will undoubtedly continue to argue that these allegations are part of a larger attempt to tarnish his reputation. However, with a dozen witnesses reportedly corroborating the claims against him and several instances of alleged misconduct, the prosecution appears determined to present him as a figure who consistently abused his power for personal gain. This ongoing legal battle has the potential to extend beyond the courtroom, stirring public debates about justice for survivors of abuse, the responsibilities of high-profile individuals, and whether the entertainment industry has allowed certain behaviors to go unchecked for too long. For the victims and witnesses involved, the case will undoubtedly be emotionally and mentally taxing, and the spotlight that comes with it may present challenges for those coming forward. The media attention surrounding Combs, given his stature, only amplifies these difficulties. In the coming months, we'll likely see motions from both sides aimed at shaping the narrative and testing the strength of the charges. Combs' defense may try to discredit the witnesses, while the prosecution will focus on painting a pattern of behavior that suggests long-standing misconduct. As the legal battle plays out, the public will be watching closely to see whether Combs is ultimately convicted or if his team can mount a successful defense. This case, much like others involving celebrities, will also test the boundaries of public perception. How fans, industry peers, and the general public respond could shape Combs' legacy and future in the entertainment world. Whether he emerges vindicated or faces long-term consequences, this case will likely leave a lasting impact on his career. Given the magnitude of the charges and the ongoing investigation, there will surely be many twists and turns in the months ahead. This story is far from over, and every new development could shift the landscape of the case. Stay tuned as we continue to monitor what could be one of the most significant legal battles in recent entertainment history. Be sure to subscribe for more updates as we bring you the latest on this case and other developing stories. And click on one of these videos for more content. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.